Can you really feel 30 years younger in just 3 minutes a day? If you're watching this, chances are you've had moments when your body doesn't move quite like it used to. Maybe your knees are sore, your balance feels off, or tasks like climbing stairs and carrying groceries seem harder than they used to. You're definitely not alone. But what if I told you that even at 84, you could feel more like 50 again, just by making a few small changes that take almost no time? In this video, I'll walk you through 5 quick and powerful daily habits that can seriously rewind how your body feels. No gimmicks here, and no complicated routines either. Each one takes about 3 minutes or less, and they've already helped thousands of people regain strength, energy, and confidence in their movement. Now let me be upfront, this isn't a magic fix. But if you commit to these 5 steps, you might start noticing results you didn't think were possible at your age. Maybe you'll wake up with less stiffness, maybe you'll walk farther without getting tired, or maybe you'll just start to feel like you again, more in control of your body and your days. The truth is, staying youthful isn't about chasing the past. It's about holding on to your energy, your mobility, and your joy for life, no matter your age. And the best part? You don't need a gym membership, expensive supplements, or a personal trainer. All it takes is a little consistency, a few minutes a day, and the decision to start. Stick with me to the end, because each of these steps builds on the last. By the time we hit number 5, you might be surprised to find you actually feel better than you did 20 years ago. Let's kick it off with step 1, morning joint activation. One of the biggest reasons people feel stiff first thing in the morning isn't weak muscles, it's sleepy joints. After a full night of lying still, the fluid in your joints thickens, kind of like syrup on a cold morning. If you hop out of bed and start moving without warming them up, it's no wonder your knees creak or your back feels tight. The fix? A simple 3-minute joint warm-up right at the edge of your bed. No equipment or yoga mat needed. Just slowly rotate your ankles in both directions 10 times, then do the same with your knees. Gently twist your torso side to side. Finish with shoulder rolls and light neck turns. What you're doing is waking up your joints by getting the synovial fluid moving, so everything glides smoothly instead of grinding. It may feel too easy to matter, but this quick practice is often the difference between shuffling through your morning or starting the day feeling strong and steady. And there's another benefit people don't always realize. These simple movements send a message to your brain. It's time to wake up and get going. For folks in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, this is a game changer. Your coordination, balance, and even your mood are all linked to how your nervous system activates after rest. By gently waking up your joints and lightly engaging your core, you're not only loosening up physically, you're also sharpening your mind and clearing that morning brain fog. I once met a man named Edward. He was 81 and used to rely on help just to sit up in the morning. But after 2 weeks of doing this short routine each day, not only was he getting out of bed on his own, he was back in the kitchen making breakfast for his wife. That's the kind of transformation that just 3 mindful minutes can bring. Remember, the goal here isn't to touch your toes or stretch like a gymnast. The goal is to feel stable and strong on your feet, to lower the chances of falls or joint pain. Every fall you avoid is another year of independence kept. So if you've been skipping your morning movement because you think it's too tiring or you're too old, think again. Your body doesn't wear out from movement. It wears out from being unused. Just like oil keeps an engine running smoothly, a few minutes of motion keeps your body tuned up and ready. Step 2, deep breathing reset. Most people don't realize this, but energy doesn't only come from sleep or food, it comes from oxygen. And how you breathe during the first few minutes of your day can either energize you or drain you before the day even begins. Many of us fall into shallow breathing without realizing it. This tells your body that you're under pressure, even if you're not. That's why starting your day with deep, intentional breathing can shift everything. Just 3 minutes of slow, calm breaths, eyes closed, feet planted on the floor, and hands resting gently on your stomach, can help regulate your heart rate, lower stress hormones, and bring calm focus to your morning. Let me tell you about Linda, 77. She used to wake up every day with her heart racing. Her doctor ran every test, but everything looked normal. It wasn't her heart, it was anxiety. Once she started a daily 3-minute breathing routine, she said her mornings completely changed. Instead of feeling like the day was running her, she felt like she was leading the day. The key is to keep it simple. Don't force it or try any fancy breathing patterns. Just inhale slowly through your nose and exhale even more slowly through your mouth. Let each breath out be a gentle release. This turns on your parasympathetic nervous system, the part that tells your body you're safe, you're calm, you're in control. And that makes all the difference. Stimulus and response. You're training your body not to instantly react to every little thing, and that calm, that sense of control, that's where real strength comes from. So don't brush this off just because it sounds too easy. Often it's the simplest routines we overlook, even though they can make the biggest impact. Simplicity doesn't mean it lacks power. If you commit to just 3 minutes of deep breathing each morning, I guarantee you'll feel a shift. Maybe not right away, but by day 5, your mornings may start to feel less rushed and more grounded. That new rhythm, it becomes your source of strength. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, type number 2 in the comments. I'd love to know you're here. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future content. Your support helps us keep sharing insights that can truly make a difference in your daily life. Now let's move on to step 3, leg activation routine. There's something powerful about waking your legs up the right way. Most people go straight from the bed to the kitchen without taking a second to stretch or move. But your legs, they're like the roots of your body. When they're stiff, tight, or underused, everything above them feels off. I've seen it countless times, people dealing with poor balance, bad posture, or sluggish energy. And often it all starts with the legs. Let me tell you about Walter, a 64-year-old man who used to say his legs felt like cinder blocks when he stood up. He blamed it on age, arthritis, and even his shoes. But then he started doing a simple 3-minute activation each morning. It wasn't anything fancy, just seated knee lifts, gentle toe raises, and slow standing calf lifts while holding a chair for support. After a couple of weeks, his balance got noticeably better, and he told me his legs actually wanted to move again. That kind of change doesn't come from pills or expensive gear. It comes from routine. This doesn't need to be intense or painful. In fact, if it hurts, you're doing too much. What you're aiming for is awareness and connection. Feel your feet pressing into the floor. Notice your calves contract. Let your thighs gently engage as if saying, "Hey, we've got work to do today." That communication between your brain and your legs is essential. It's like flipping a switch that sets your whole body into motion. Why does this work so well? Because circulation equals vitality. The moment your leg muscles activate, fresh blood flows through your lower body, supporting muscle strength, joint function, nerve signals, and foot circulation. For older adults concerned about swelling, numbness, or foot pain, this tiny morning habit can make a major impact. It sets the tone. It signals to your body, we're up, we're grounded, we're ready. The best routine? It's the one you'll actually do. You don't need a gym membership, blaring music, or a trainer barking instructions. What you do need is consistency, just 3 minutes. A few intentional movements each morning can build strength, boost balance, and, most importantly, help stop the gradual decline that creeps in when we're not paying attention. Because strong legs aren't about looks, they're about freedom. The freedom to move around on your own terms, to carry your groceries without help, to rise from a chair without effort, to maintain your dignity and independence. So if it's been a while since you gave your legs a little love, tomorrow morning is the perfect time to start. You don't need a flawless routine, just begin. 3 minutes a day can awaken muscles you forgot you had, and you might be surprised just how much strength is waiting in those first steps. Step 4, the anti-inflammatory breakfast boost. One of the most sneaky threats to aging legs is inflammation. It doesn't always announce itself with pain. Sometimes it's quiet, creeping in to stiffen joints, sap strength, and dull your energy without you realizing it. And here's the kicker. A lot of that inflammation doesn't begin in your knees or hips. It starts right on your plate, especially with your first meal of the day. Breakfast sets your tone. If you start with refined carbs, sugary items, or processed oils, you're basically telling your body, get ready for a sluggish, stiff day. But even a small shift in your breakfast can spark big changes. That's where anti-inflammatory foods like wild blueberries come in. They may look like ordinary fruit, but they're loaded with powerful antioxidants that fight oxidative stress and soothe inflammation, particularly in the joints and lower body. Take Elaine, for example. She's 77 and still takes morning walks, but her knees used to swell up by evening. She chalked it up to aging, but when we reviewed her eating habits, we saw she was starting her day with sweetened yogurt and white toast. She made a simple switch: oatmeal with wild blueberries, a sprinkle of walnuts, and cinnamon. In just a few weeks, she was walking farther and feeling less joint pain. It wasn't a miracle, it was a better choice. The best part? These ingredients are easy to find. Frozen wild blueberries are in nearly every grocery store. They don't need to be organic or pricey. What matters most is consistency. When you fuel your body with foods that combat inflammation, your body responds with energy, better movement, quicker recovery, and less discomfort. And it's not just blueberries. Turmeric, chia seeds, and dark leafy greens are all excellent options. Toss them in a smoothie or stir them into a warm breakfast, whatever works for you. The method doesn't matter as much as building the habit. Over time, these tiny changes build a stronger, steadier foundation. Your morning habits lay the groundwork for strong, flexible, and reliable legs. If you're still tuned in and finding this helpful, drop a number 4 in the comments to let me know you're following along. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on the bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support keeps this channel going and helps us share more content to inform and uplift your journey. Now let's jump into step 5, omega-3s from cold water fish. Nature has an amazing way of giving us exactly what we need, if we know where to look. And when it comes to keeping your legs strong, steady, and ready to move, the ocean holds a powerful secret. Cold water fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel aren't just nutritious. They're like fuel for your joints, muscles, and blood flow. As we grow older, many people blame leg fatigue on age or muscle loss. But often the real culprit is inflammation in the blood vessels, which slows down circulation. And because your legs are the farthest point from your heart, they're usually the first to suffer. That's where omega-3 fatty acids come in. These healthy fats help relax blood vessels and reduce inflammation, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach your lower body. I remember talking with Walter, who was 82 at the time. He said his legs felt like sandbags whenever he climbed stairs. He didn't have arthritis or excess weight. His doctors simply said his circulation was sluggish. Walter didn't expect much, but he started eating grilled salmon twice a week, alongside plenty of veggies. 2 months later, he called me and said something I'll never forget. "My legs don't fight me anymore. They cooperate." That shift wasn't just about the fish. It was about feeding his body a steady stream of omega-3s that calmed inflammation and boosted recovery. And if you're not a fan of fish, don't worry. There are great alternatives. Algae-based omega-3 supplements are a solid plant-based option. Even canned sardines, affordable and nutrient-rich, can offer real benefits if you add them regularly to your meals. Just as important as what you add, though, is what you avoid. Walter also cut back on red meat and processed deli meats, foods that can thicken the blood and limit circulation. Final thoughts. So what stuck with you today? Was it the role of wild blueberries in easing joint pain? The power of beets and turmeric? Or the idea that just a few mindful minutes each morning can shift how your body feels? Whatever it was, remember this: small, consistent changes can lead to major results, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. You don't need to flip your life upside down. You just need to start, one step, one meal, one breath at a time. You don't need pricey supplements or complicated routines. Just a few intentional minutes each day, paired with the right foods, can make your legs feel stronger, more balanced, and full of life. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about respecting your body and giving it what it quietly craves to keep moving forward. Because the truth is, your age doesn't decide your strength, your habits do. And when your steps feel steady and confident, everything starts to change. You're more likely to step outside, hold your posture with pride, and rise from a chair without hesitation. That feeling of independence, of not constantly worrying about aches or balance, is invaluable. And it's not just about physical ability, it's about emotional freedom. So here's a simple challenge. Choose one of the foods we discussed today, add it to your daily routine, even in a small way, and observe how you feel in the coming weeks. Experience it for yourself. When you do, let us know. Drop a comment below with one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it. And if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support keeps us going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.